everybody. I hope everybody's enjoyed what is, for us as an organisational team, has been a really memorable week. I think it's probably one of our best speed weeks as far as the camaraderie and all the fun.
All right, in 10th position, and these points have not been released out to the media or anybody, they're just in this room here. They will be available after the function. You want to have a look at some the sheets, overall points. And any photos you want to take, please do so for media. Top 10, the 10th player, it's always a goal. Myself as a crew member was always a goal to get in that top 10. It's such a landmark. And this guy got in the top 10 by 3 points. Only a 3-point gap from 10th to 11th. 27S, Joe Ingram. Like to say something there?
Yeah, obviously it is good to sneak into the top 10 by 3 points, so that was always the goal from the start. Yeah, had a couple of crappy rounds at the start of the series, but clawed my way back. So big thanks to Steve and Wes, Tanya, for your effort and help running the series. Like Wes is saying, it's one of the best ones going around, so thanks to all the crews and Dad and Bodie for giving me a hand. Cheers.
There was another name that Joe just mentioned. Bodie Abrahamson's done this series quite a few times and been on the podium here at the final round. He was here helping Joe for the first 5 rounds. He flew back to New Plymouth yesterday to race in the Burger King series. He should have stayed in Saloons, I think. But anyway, Bodie would love to come back in Saloons and win it. But yeah, that's the type of input that this series has. All right, 9th overall. A rookie, a very good driver. Danny Knight, 5C.
Thanks everyone. Yeah, that's a bit more emotional than I thought it would be. Yeah, cheers.
8th place, one of our best drivers. He's won this series twice before. 21H, Steve Williams.
Thanks Wes, Tanya. Probably wouldn't have been here without Asher, Dowd and Bodie after being the only driver to get upside down this week. Thanks Nige. There'll be no ladders at my...
You look better on you, man.
I can't disagree with that, Nige. I always, when I just have to use a bit of language here because this is how, but one of the guys I used to work for on the golf tour always called me a sheep shagging motherfucker. And my word was, don't knock it until you've tried it. But, well, yeah, Nige comes, he works for Chemwash, he owns the company obviously, he comes to our house twice a year to clean it. And just like he is at the racetrack, when you want to talk to Nige, I've got a big property and I have to walk around, he doesn't stand still, he's unbelievable. So you're trying to talk to him, can you do this, Nige? And he just keeps walking. You end up walking about 500 yards trying to talk to the guy. It's nice to see you sit down and slow down, Nige. But anyway, just thanks to Asho, Dowd and Bodie, we wouldn't have been up here without those guys getting my car fixed. So thanks very much. And also Aaron, Andrews and Wayne for letting us use your workshop, so much appreciated.
7th in the series, and done this series many times before. Would love to win it. Nigel Ross, crowd favourite. Big Nige.
Great job.
Thanks very much, everybody. I just the interview that we had last night, I just wanted to cap on that. I just want to say thank you to all the new people that are coming in to the series, that are adopting, all those other drivers that have been and gone, and helping it grow and bringing the camaraderie and talking well in public and helping teammates and things like that, because that's what we were trying to install to any new driver that comes into the series, so you can take that back to your club and we can enrich saloon car racing in New Zealand to a higher level. And I think that, especially in the South Island, seeing saloons, which is obviously it's my life and I'm so passionate about it, is that we've grown, but we've grown with dignity and respect, and I think that we are one of the top classes in New Zealand Speedway. So thank you for all those new people, and please spread it to the next ones from next year, the new ones. Tuck them under your wing and support them, because this is life-changing stuff. You make lifetime friends, helps you through tough times with mates like you got around, and if you had car problems and things like that, you're all there. So we're blessed people really to be able to do this. Not many people in the world that can hang out for a week and own a race car. So well done.
Sixth place overall in the series, 18K, Chris Taylor.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks everyone.
Yes, nice, a huge improvement, wasn't it? His PR skills are getting better. No worries. All right, we're down to the crunch end. We're in the top 5. And they're all South Island cars. For the first time in Southern Saloons history, Speedweek history, I'm impressed. Wow, boy. Top 5, number 5, 21T, Graham Williamson. Thank you, Graham. Very good.
Yeah, this is special. I just want to thank the crew. We've probably got an average age of about 50, so we're not spring chickens, but we get out there and we give it a shot. But the most special thing I think for the whole week was last night at Heavy Tracks High Central Motor Speedway, with us lining up in the back straight there and shutting our engines down, and that minute's silence was eerie. You couldn't hear a pin drop, and then a breeze started to come through, and I was sitting in the car in former 5T, which is now 21T, and the teros on my visor started to rustle, and yeah, it was special, and the whole week was special. So thanks to all of the drivers, competitors, crews and supporters.
Graham, could you just stay up here? We'll have top 5 on the podium. 4 and 5 there, and top 3 over there, front back. All right. Another South Island car, T.
Considering all the top 5 out of South Islanders,
Oh,
yeah.
how about that? You're sharp today, aren't you? I love working with this girl. She's a breath of fresh air sometimes. I love you.
Wouldn't say the same.
Yeah, all right. I know where you live. Sorry.
Don't go there.
4th overall in this wonderful series, and it was probably my pick as driver of the series. The improvement, what I thought this guy was going to be a hard charger and a problem, but he settled down, he raced with the best door to door. 4th overall, Willie Woodhouse. Thank you.
Thank you. Yep, this is bloody good. Got to thank the crew, Scotty, Nick, and even Billy put it in, and the wife. She did a good job, and Steve and Wes, and everybody. Thanks.
All right, the top 3. We all want to know the top 3, how it happened. why it happened. It's all done and dusted. Third overall in the series, 7T, Ivan Murdoch.
Wow, that's awesome. Firstly, big, massive thanks to my crew, especially Dad and Daniel. They've been outstanding this week. Kylie and my kids for the latter part of the week, and obviously Kylie for letting me do this, because man, we all know the hours that going in the shed and race nights and all that. It's unreal. Thanks to Wes and Steve. It's an awesome series, and thanks very much for having me back again. It's just, it's a real privilege. And to the other competitors, clean, fast racing all week. Yeah, we've learnt a lot and had a lot of fun. So awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Yeah, we're trying to make it a good series, and we're just trying to improve it a little bit at a time. If you make big change in the series like this, it can be a struggle. So a little bit of improvement all the time. I'm not a perfectionist, but I do encourage perfection. And that way we get good, clean cars out there each time. Second overall, pretty close, T, at the top. 2NZ, Paddy North.
You need a new nickname, the bridesmaid. Yeah, I'm going to shack this number too. So.
Take it.
Thanks, Wes, Steve, Tanya, Mark. You guys have been awesome, been good crew to sort of hold us all together and keep us on the straight and narrow. My crew, Kevin and Katie, for their awesome support this week. Yeah, it's a fantastic week, and you always sound surprised when the South Islanders do well, but don't you know that the best saloon races come from the South?
I can't dispute it. Thank you. Just up on the podium for the top.
Don't forget
Up top.
no rafters this time.
These trophies have been travelling everywhere in the back of the Colorado. I usually send them down by a courier and here, but we thought we'd just put them in the Colorado. That one's a bit loose, Paddy, just work on that one. Careful! When we first got to Woodward Glen, I took Tanya around and introduced all of the drivers. When I introduced to Paddy, Paddy said, "Hello, Tanya." And she said later on, "Paddy knew my name. Paddy remembered my name." You're a star, Paddy. No worries, too. All right, on the top, the number one, the winner of the 2018 Holden's Trade Club Saloon Speedweek Series. Sitting here smiling, 72C, Duchess!
Where do I start? First off, I'd like to thank Wes, Steve, Tanya, Greg, Paul for all their work behind the scenes. I'd like to thank all the other drivers. The racing's been very fast, very clean. Probably the best racing I've had in all the years I've been saloon racing, to be honest. Yeah, thanks to the crew, my crew particularly, but also all the other guys, just to keep all the cars clean and on the track. I mean, we've had a very low rate of attrition. I think everyone probably recognises that. It's been awesome. Yeah, and thanks to all the sponsors. Thank you. You might have to kneel a wee bit there.
Willie, this side?
Oh, on this side?
This side? All right. Coming in there too.
Yeah, cool.
Graham, do you want to hold your trophy up?
No, it's only little, Graham.
I've got a few more things to get through. Trophies. What am I up to? Hard Luck Award. Which one's there, Tate? Just hold that. This guy tried to go race. He wanted to go race, and the engine was giving him trouble. Something's giving him trouble. Did a few laps, did a few races. It pisses you off when it just doesn't all come together. And I feel real sorry for this guy, but David Ingram, 116, we gave it a go. Things are just not working, they just don't frickin' work.
Bloody cars, eh?
Bloody cars.
Yeah, just congratulations to all the drivers doing very well. Hopefully I can come back to redeem myself. Cars, it is what it is, and you just got to look on the bright side of things most of the time. So it's been wonderful to be a part of this whole series, to meet all the drivers and as much crew as I could talk to. It's been great. So yeah, thanks very much, and thanks for having us, and all the team over here. You've done an outstanding job, especially Tanya for having to change the grids around because I couldn't get out there. And awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Rookie of the series. This year, there's 11 rookies into it, and that made me nervous. 11 new drivers, never done the series before. Had we selected the right guys, we just had to go with it, but they certainly did a wonderful job. Their experience on the track from the club nights, etc., proved that they could race for the best. The 11 rookies, I'll just go through them. Billy Woodhouse, David Ingram, Willie Woodhouse, Ewan Shearing, Dean Shearing, Matt Green, Aaron Andrews, Jeff Richardson, Barry Taylor, Ted Ingram and Danny Knight were all first-timers rookies to the series. And the driver that finished highest points amongst all the rookies was 71C, Willie Woodhouse, Rookie of the Year.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Quick. Crew chief. A huge responsibility from a crew member, crew chief, to do the job, do it well, present the cars, get it out there on the track. Fabulous. I've been there, I've done that, I've been in the dirt, the dust and the mud, and I've been pissed off at times, and a crew chief does a wonderful job. This actually goes to crew members, three wise men I'll call them, and they're on the 45S team. Ash Cook, Dean and Alan, come on up, crew chief. Taranaki born and bred. All right, thanks guys.
That's your best.
That's it. Ash did the series many times.
Did the first one too.
Did the first one too. Yeah, too right. There we go. 4S, the widest Mustang to ever pass. All right, that's done. Personality of the series. So many different personalities up into our pit lane, talking, working, communicating, friendships, smiles, all different types of personalities. It was hard to pick one that deserves a trophy, but a guy that's been happy all the time. One of the best things I remember from this guy, he came off the track and he gave me a double thumbs up after he's done 20 laps. Absolutely fantastic. Personality, smiles all around. 61i Dean Shearing. Personality.
Still small.
Exactly. All right. Personality of the series.
Still didn't get my 100 points on
No,
that.
you don't. No, shit, I never got my $100 in. Hey, Dean, just stay there. Just stay there. An incident happened yesterday. Dean did a fan belt. Did a steering belt, was it? he was so pissed off with Repco. Shit, I bought this 2 days ago. I said, they're a major sponsor. On the broken belt was not to be put on race car, made in China. Repco, fan belt.
I'd just like to thank everybody. I'd like to thank Liz, Steve for the opportunity to race in this, all the top end drivers. It's pretty daunting going into that. Done a lot of racing with Dutchy, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I'm just going to do one more. I'm going to do the Constructors' Cup, and then we'll have a bit of a break so I can set up for the best pairs. The Constructors' Cup has been introduced in the last 4 years. Various constructors have put up some money and made this possible. Pro-X was all on it. Last one was Lovelady. A new chassis builder this time has won it, and Dutchy won it. Mike Verdone built the chassis, I believe, am I right?
Yep.
Dutchy, come up and receive this, please. Constructors' Cup. You can keep it on your cabinet, or you can show Mike.
You don't give it to Mike.
All right. Thank you. All right. Fifth, on the best pairs, 71C and 53I.
I thought you were breaking down heaps.
Is this a problem? Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Finishing fourth in the CRC best pairs, and these two have been up and down and in and out, and blame the partner, tell them to pull his finger out, get it going, what have you. 2NZ and 117C.
All she wanted to do was beat her old man.
Good job.
You didn't say that after round 2, did you? Pull your finger out, Paddy, she said. All right, very, very close. 2 points between that 5th place and 4th place. So the pairing up's been very good. 3rd overall in the CRC best pairs. Will receive trophies and products. 7T and 16A. Well done, Ted.
We made it, Ted.
Yeah, we did.
Even if you didn't make it out for all the races.
Well done, guys.
And when your entry form comes in for the New Zealand's at Auckland, it returns. Ted will be sending it back. Well done, Ted.
Finish every race, Ted. Father Ted is good. 2nd overall in the CRC best pairs, and a good pairing here, very close. 68I and 18K. Should be a short speech, won't it, for these two?
I can't sit down. You take up this. Yeah, right. That's it.
That's it.
Right, Chris.
First overall in the CRC best pairs for this year, and a good pairing. 72C and 28T. The dairy farm. farmer and a shearer. How different could that be? Thanks, guys.
Yeah, no, I will say something. Sorry to be that guy. CRC and Repco, thank you very much for the sponsorship of these things. It's bloody awesome. But I also just touched on something that Wes said earlier, the friendship amongst drivers and crews, etc. Now, the last time in the DHL I got paired with Craig Corp.
Sorry to hear that.
No, but the thing is that yeah, we actually had a good run, and I think we took the best pairs last time as well. I can't remember if it was the last series or the one before that, but it was when I was paired with Craig Corp. And I guess yeah, just turned into a few too many drinks after racing, and yeah, good friendship. Because I didn't know the guy before that, so no, but
yeah, it does work. Pairing up. I do keep, funny you would say that, Dutchie, I keep the pairs from last year and the year before, so you're not the same bloke, so I don't give you coffee again, so I sort of keep different ones each time, and that's the way it works out. Very hard to pick initially, but it's very close. Just a couple of special from me to people that have helped me or whatever. Just a special one to Mark Walker, please, Mark. Thank you for your help. Well, you've done a great job. Mark has helped me how to talk to people, how to approach people, how to let drivers just relax before you approach. He's taught me a lot, and I appreciate that.
Where's his singing lessons at 10:15 out there?
You need singing lessons? We'll see how that happens on the desert road on the way home. All right. Another guy that's helped me out, and I thoroughly appreciate it. Paul was in the pace truck. He came along. He said, "I'll do it." He did it last year. He's never been to South Island. Last year he may have caused a yellow light to come on at Stratford, but this year he did well. He has a beautiful Pro X. He bought off Bodie Abrahamson. It's an ex-Cowling Pro X car, and hopefully we'll have him in the series next year. So he's had a good look at the challenge that lies ahead for him. And Paul, Wright, we thank you for your help. And just a special one for a special person. Just a special one for Billy. Just come up in a minute. Billy was, when I first met Billy on the series, she didn't look me in the eye, very shy type of person. She told me, Woodford Glen, I got my first feature race. I finished my first feature race. I said, you just done it with 20 laps with 20 of the best. As times go on, we've talked, we've chatted. She's watched the best pairs. She's been so pissed off with Paddy North with his effort, losing wheel nuts, etc. But you finished 4th overall for Billy with Paddy. At Dunedin, she came up to me at the end of the feature race, very happy. She said, "Wes, do you know anybody at Kiki Speedway?" And I said, "Yes, I do, in fact." And she said, "Do you think I could get into Battle of the Sexes?" I said, "Well, as a matter of fact, I've been managing Battle of the Sexes for the last 12 years. And yes, you can be in the Battle of the Sexes." So Billy will join the Battle of the Sexes about March or April, if Dad allows. Can do it. And we'll have something special for a girl that's just gained her confidence over this time. Thank you, Billy.
Thank you. Just like to say a big thanks to Mum and Dad, Nick, Scott, Paddy for being a good partner, Wes, Steve, everyone else. Hope to come back next year, maybe with a bit more horsepower and we'll see what happens.
Another special prize award gift. I'll call this one a gift for a very special person. Tanya, this one's for you. I thank you. I thank you for your time and effort. She got thrown in the deep end. She probably got about 2 weeks' notice to, hey, you're on Speedweek.
It was fun, thank you.
1 week. How perfect is that? This is what I've got to work with. No, she's been wonderful to work with. She's fresh, she's bubbly. The workload that she took off me was fantastic. Running up the tower, getting the results, coming down, fantastic. I sort of said last night, I won't do this series anymore without you, all right? And I mean that, all right? We need you on this team. Tanya, thank you.
Speech.
Oh,
Oh,
thanks.
yes, come on.
I don't drive.
Break the ice. All right. I crewed for Tanya. When Tanya did a season in a saloon, I crewed for her dad and her as well. And I got her out there safe, laps back in. She never pissed me off at all.
Ah, you did to me, but that.
Yeah. But she's a good family friend. She's a friend, is that all right? Okay. Just one more award. If Graham Williamson could come forward, please, and present this one. Give it your best shot, buddy.
Okay, Wes has asked me to say a few words on behalf of all the drivers here, and I guess I can speak for everyone in this room, and if I say that if it wasn't for one man, none of us would be here this morning, and the series wouldn't have been born, it wouldn't be where it is at today, and I guess from a driver's point of view, none of us would be as good as we are, because this series and series like these makes everyone a better driver and a better competitor and a better person. You learn so much about yourself, so much about the car, so much about your crew, the tracks, and everything. So you leave this room today a better racer and a better competitor. And that's because of one man. And that man, Steve Williams. And watching Steve at work, on and off the track, his professionalism and how he conducts himself, how he speaks to people, the tone he sets, it's just a sight to behold. And I got to thinking, why in this series are there so few yellows? Why can you race for 80 laps without a yellow, with 20 cars going hammer and tong at each other? And it's because of the respect that we all have for Steve Williams. When Steve gets in and he makes that speech at the first driver's briefing at Woodford Glen, if you don't take that on board, if you don't learn something from that speech, you never will. What he says, how he says it, is gold. And I think there's a lesson there for all classes. And that's what Steve brings to the series and what he brings to the competitors and what he brings to the series. So on behalf of everybody in this room, particularly the drivers, I've got a small gift for Steve Williams. We've got some fine Central Otago wines here, a red and a white, so you might want to share that together with your wife and family one night, Steve. So on behalf of everybody here, congratulations and well done.
Thanks very much, Graham. That's it caught me by surprise a little bit, but we'll just close this out. But it's very satisfying. Myself and Ash O'Dowd here were on the original group, and Nigel, that went hammer and tong with Speedway New Zealand to get the saloon cars to national status. It used to just be a regional class, as most of you are aware, and that took some work. Nigel Wilton from my own club was the one that was instrumental, who sat above the rest of us in conducting the meetings with Speedway New Zealand. But Ash and Nigel and myself were instrumental in getting this class to not become a regional class. And then the next step from there was that there was very few. In fact, to the best of my knowledge, in 2007 there was only one car here in the South Island that was complete legal specs, as the rules were written by Speedway New Zealand for saloon cars, and that was Mark Newell 96D. So the idea was, from my perspective, is that we need to get this class in the South Island up and running. And in 2007 we brought what we called the Inter-Islander North versus South series to the South Island, and the cars had to be saloon cars spec'd, not A grades / saloons. And that's how it's grown. And then, you know, like you stand there today and there's 5 South Island cars in the first 5. Yeah, admittedly there's a 2-to-1 ratio, 3-to-1 ratio north and south, but regardless of that, there's 5 South Island cars in the first 5 here. So that, you know, when you go back, like from my perspective, you look from 2007 and see how it's grown to where the South Island is an absolute strong contingent, and I believe there's 53, I think, cars that have posted or received a licence for saloon cars from the South Island. So you go back to 2007, there's 1, and now there's, I believe it's 53 cars. So, like from my point of view, that's hugely success. Mark, Paul, and Tanya, thanks very much for spending the week with us. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I felt it was one of probably, you know, hard to remember more when you get old, but it was an unbelievable series. 4 of the 5 features ran non-stop. You know, there's no class in the country can do that. To my, you know, like Dutchie pointed out, the racing was unbelievable. And you know, the great thing about this event is when you do the 3 heat thing, that there's 1 heat of the 3 each night that you're watching, and you know, you get to see, you get to absorb what was going on. Mark Hinton the other night in that pole shuffle, you know, that's just unbelievable stuff. And the commentator was egging the people on, the crowd, and they were getting egged on it. And I mean, poor old Mr. Ashcook, I thought he was going to have a heart attack. It was fortunate that I'd been in the club and I saw where the rest, you know, the stretcher was. I saw it wasn't with the first aid kit. But yeah, just on behalf of everybody, thanks very much, and we look forward to seeing you next year.
Alright, that's about it for the final prize giving. Yeah, Jason Guthridge was supposed to do this, but I woke up at 5 o'clock this morning and thrown in the deep end, so here I am. Hopefully I got through it. It's a series I love, and I know for a fact that this was the best series that I've ever done, and I've been involved with it for 14 years. This is the best one I've ever done. The friendship, the companionship, it just all mellowed. The environment along pit lane was fabulous. The personalities, absolutely personal. That's what it's all about. The friendship, Nigel mentioned friendship and companionship, it's all there. And I made a lot of friends over my 14 years involved with this, and friendship will continue forever. It's just something within the Speedway circle. It always happens. Thank you for your time. I love this series. I do it because I can. And I quite often I ask myself, why do I do it? Why do I keep coming back? But I do it because I can, and that's about a full stop. I'm still happily married. I've been in contact with my wife every day. She's in the motorhome somewhere at Lake Carapiro in Cambridge, so I've got to head back there.
To contact your wife every day.
Yeah, Tanya reminded me every bloody day. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoy this. Actually, by the time Steve and I get back, Steve and I got to turn around and do the DVS series, Super Saloon series at Waikaraka Park. So my speedway continues. I'm semi-retired, and so that helps me to give 100% to Speedway series and championships wherever they want me, and Battle of the Sexes. Right, Billy? Got it, girl. I'll be there. Thank you all. Have a coffee, mix and mingle if you like. The time is yours. Any questions? No.
From everybody else, thank you, Wes.
No worries.